Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to fix the fuel leaks. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that post notification bell to stay up to date with this build. Let's fix that fuel leak. Alright guys, last episode we got quite a bit done. Got all the cooling system done except for the overflows here. We got the fuel lines all done, but got some leakage on the injectors. I have had these injectors in the stock rails before, so they've been in and out a few times. So I think I've pinched some of the O-rings. Let's get these rails off and have a look. Alright, so I've had the rail off and I actually changed the adapter. The length was the short one. I put the long one on there because it actually clamped down really hard. Normally the injectors have a little bit of wiggle room, so hopefully this is the fix. I'm going to go prime the pump. We'll put it on for a few seconds and see if we've got any leakage. Hopefully we don't. Alright, so I can't see anything. Definitely not squirting out like it was the other night. The other side has the shorter ones in it still, so we probably have leakage over here. I'll put it on for a bit longer. Alright guys, so I had it on for quite some time then, and I can't see any leaks, but I can't see any pressure, so I'm gonna put you guys down there so I can look back on the video and see if I'm actually getting pressure. Okay, so I'm getting 20 pounds coming through, so I'm going to adjust it and try to get 42, I think it is 45 pounds. At the moment I cannot see or smell any leaks. The reason why it's probably dropping off with the pressure is I don't have any check valves. I don't think. Might have been some check valves in the system that I've removed. Even when I had it up here on the old system, it never held it after the prime. So that's probably just the fuel going back to the pump. Alright guys, just got the pump on now. I've just hot wired it. I'm just adjusting it. You can hear the pump change. Sounds like we've got a leak somewhere. Time to turn the pump off. Okay, so it was actually the return line out of the regulator that was leaking. So it turns out it wasn't the bottom line, it was actually the gauge. I didn't screw it in far enough. It was actually leaking out of that and dribbling down onto that fitting. So let's try that again. Alright, so I've got it set at 45. And here the fuel must be something. That actually sounds like it's coming from the rail, so we might have to take this one off. Alright, so on this side I changed over the spacer to the large one, just like the other one, and actually had two stuffed O-rings on both, so we've got to replace them. Alright guys, so on 45 it's not leaking or wood, so let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so all of the coolant lines are now done. So I need to move on to vacuum lines, wastegate vacuum lines and stuff like that too. Alright, so it's starting to look messy again with all the lines coming across here. Exhaust cut out, only goes down, just goes to here. This one is the overall boost gauge. Got the evap on there, sensor connected in. Not 100% sure how that goes. I'm going to have to check that out on the workshop manual. I always forget how that goes in, because I've got one there and one there, and that's still open, so I've got to work that out. Boost solenoid placements, I think I might put them up here, so they're like out of the heat and they're pretty close to the turbos, so turbos and wastegates, I guess. So I can get to the wastegate down there quite easily from through here, so I can just feed some down and put them on. Alright guys, so I've got the boost solenoid on this side of the strut tower, on that side. Still got another one to put in, but I think that's pretty neat there. So it's all hooked up to the external gate for the TD05. I think we should go for a first start tomorrow, because the fuel system is all good, coolant's all done, vacuum lines are done except for here, so I might just plug that one. We need to get that coupler on there. I'm not going to worry about any of the charge piping or anything like that. I'm going to go play around on the laptop now and see if I can work out the whole fuel pump thing, so we can get a prime when I turn the key. Alright guys, it's actually quite late, it's 1:30 in the morning. I was just playing around with the Haltech software and I got the thermo fans to work. On the Haltech with the fuel pump, it's showing that it's priming, but the pump is not priming. So yeah, I gotta sort that out tomorrow. Once I get that done, you should be good. I went through a 2001 to 2005 WRX and compared it and swapped a few things over, so we should be a bit better with like cranking and stuff like that. So fingers crossed, this will be alright tomorrow. Alright guys, it's the next day and we just really need to get this relay to work for the fuel pump. Been having a little chat to Tanner from Smedia on Instagram, talking about how to hook up that relay with the DPO, and fingers crossed we will get this right. I might need to run a new wire up the back to the relay for the fuel pump. Alright, so here is my relay for the fuel pump. So this black one coming in is trigger in and power out to the fuel pump. This one is power out. This is obviously power, it's fused on earth, but now I realized that the earth is actually supposed to be the trigger from the Haltech, so we need to run wire up, because I've got the stock wiring through the stock, it's got the stock relay in it, so it's not a grounded one, so we have to run a new wire up here. Have the DPO onto this one, and the the trigger one, which would be this red one, will be to a power source. Does that make sense? So I have two powers. The DPO will be the earth, and yeah, should be good. Alright, let's see if we get a prime. Yeah, so like I said, this stock relay that's under the dash, it's going through that, so obviously it's not going to work. So bring up the DPO to the relay here. Alright, so obviously I don't have enough length of wire, so we're going to be using some of the wire that I chopped off the loom, just to bring it up here. So at this end I'll use the same colour that's actually on the Haltech, so we know that that's DPO 5 going to there. But I'll have just a white one in between. Alright, all wired up. I ended up grabbing the wrong wire. I grabbed the yellow with the black stripe, not the black with the yellow stripe. That's okay. Yeah, all wired up. Let's see if it primes up. No prime. Alright, finally got it. This dual core, I accidentally swapped it around, so that's why I struggled to get it to work, because I had it on this one up here. So we've got the DPO, the earth, we've got power over here. So we've got two powers. This one, which is the trigger. We've got the power, we've got the power to the pump, and then we've got the earth, which is the DPO. So, just to prove it, we have 4 seconds. Prime time. Woohoo! Right, I'm gonna go have some lunch now, and get some fuel again. Better not be a leak. Better not be a leak. Right, so after lunch, I'll put water into the system, so if there's any leaks, I'll just go through the Heltec software and make sure everything's okay, and we should be ready for a first start. Alright guys, time to put the coolant in. I've got a little bit left over, so I'm going to put that in first and then just fill it up with water. At least if I see any leaking, we'll be able to spot the green, so all good. So start to pour the water in and start to leak out. Totally forgot that I have one of the buckets, so let's put that on. Burp in the system, hopefully get the water all the way up into the turbos and everything, because that is the highest point. Now the adapters that I got with all these don't actually fit the IAG coolant reservoir, which is a bit annoying, so won't be able to do that under pressure. Not that you really have it under pressure when it's open, but the fitting that I got in there seals up pretty good. So this is actually loose. We'll let that burp itself. Make sure we have no leaks. Haven't seen any as of yet. And then I'll get into the Heltec and see what's going on with cranking and everything. Oh, I need to get this coupler on too. Alright guys, so I've got the battery charger hooked up to the battery, so we've got constant power there. We haven't finished off the power steering yet because of the bent pipe there, so I don't want this cranking over and, well, I've got no fluid in it either, so I'm going to take the belt off because we don't really need the alternator, and yeah, so we don't stuff this even further. Alright, still need to calibrate the throttle position sensor, so I'm going to do that now. Here we go, first start up. Not yet. Alrighty guys, been working at it for quite some time now and just can't figure it out. It's definitely to do with cranking, timing and everything like that. So I'm going to spend a bit of time just on the laptop, maybe even inside, just going through all the different settings there. So unfortunately, no first start this episode, but we did get it cranking, got everything done that we need to do to get a first start. Actually, there's a lot more I can do, but we want to get this started first, and then I'll button up everything, tape up all the wiring, do all the intercooler piping and everything. But I want to wait until I get a first start before I do that. So guys, if you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.